So I hope you are enjoying the truly gorgeous um, summer weather. I mean, who needs sunshine and swimming pools, right? Anyway, the rain has actually given me lots of time to do things that I need to do, like do my laundry, bathe my cat, play Tomb Raider. Yeah, I know it's old, but I play what I want. Don't at me. I've also been reading. Yep, reading. If it surprises you, you don't know me. What am I reading? Well, I usually have about three books going at a time, unless the book is short and I can finish it in a couple of hours, like most of the books I assign you guys at school. Um, or if it's like super, super interesting and I just can't put it down. Unless those things are true, I can't really focus on one book at a time. I'm a little. What was that? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm a little. Happened again. Anyway, what am I reading? So I've got three different books. They're very different from each other so that I don't get confused, like what's happening in which book. So I always have sort of a favorite going. I reread a lot of my favorites over and over. Right now I'm reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It was first published in 1847, and it's about a girl that's not really her, that's just some random painting that they put on the cover. Um, so it's about a girl who learns the value of doing what is right, even when there's no immediate or obvious reward. She goes through some serious stuff. She's abused by her aunt and her cousins. Her boarding school is a nightmare where they never get enough food to eat, and it's always cold. And like half the kids die of typhoid fever in her first year. She gets a job and it seems like everything's going great, but she falls in love with the guy only to discover that she can't be with him unless she wants to break like every moral rule she's ever set for herself, and everything she's ever learned was right. So, but she's super strong and brave, and she gets through it, and she eventually gets her happy ending, but it's a long, long journey. I've read this book something like 10 times. You can see how worn out it is. It's torn and bent, and there's stains on the pages from like where I was eating soup or drinking hot chocolate or whatever and spilled food on it. I've had this book for ever and ever and ever. And I've probably read it like 10 times. Sometimes I read it all the way through like I'm doing now, and sometimes I just read certain passages because I think they're beautiful. Like the guy's proposal. It's so romantic. Books like this I'll also read out loud. So those of you who have been in my classes or have listened to my audio recordings, I plan to do more of those eventually. But the reason I'm good at reading out loud is because I actually practice it. I do. I sit down and I practice reading out loud. Um, and that's why I'm, good at it. Another book I'm reading is more of a workbook. It's kind of older, but it's good. And this is about teenagers and their mental development and physical, and not really physical, but their mental development and the pressures that society puts on them, especially teenage girls. The author is a therapist who has always worked with teenage girls, and she sort of talks about the trends that she sees and how to how adults in the girls' lives or teenagers' lives can help them discover their best selves, who they truly are, and sort of preserve them from the horrible maelstrom that is adolescence. So this is good. I've been enjoying that. I haven't been reading that one as much. I need to get back into it. And then I have a third book that's newer because I like my comfort. I still listen to the same music that I used to listen to when I was in high school, with some exceptions. I keep my clothes until they're completely worn out. I wear shoes until they fall apart. I like what's familiar to me, so I have to stretch myself and make myself read something that is outside of my comfort zone, or I'll just read the same books over and over. So I bought this book at a garage sale. It's called The Lacuna. which I believe means lagoon in Spanish, but I don't know that for sure. This one is like a historical fiction novel. It's set in Mexico in the 1930s, before World War II breaks out. And I mean, it's historical fiction as far as I can tell. I'm only about 50 pages in. It's giving me serious Love in the Time of Cholera vibes, which I read in college by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And I don't know though. It's like I said, I'm just getting into it, but I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'll be able to tell you guys more because actually I'll have read more at the meeting on Monday at City Park, the one with the gazebo. Miss Dieters, Miss Hake, and I will be there from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. with snacks. So come tell us how your summer's going and what you're reading, and come and eat some food. We will see you.